Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Duh. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. It's early morning. I've got the house to myself. I've got a lot to talk about. I feel good. It's going to be a good day. Let's get going. I can't wait to get started. What are we waiting for? Look, I have hair again, sort of. Enough hair that I don't feel like I need to wear the hat anymore anyway. I almost filmed my last one without wearing the hat, and then I got self-conscious about the size of my forehead, which I was reminded that my forehead is going to be the same size no matter how big my hair is. It's always been the same forehead in every video. So what's the big deal? Also, my wife said when she heard me say that, she was like, are you really this vain? Because if you're this vain, I'm gonna slap you. And she means it. So yes, I am this vain, but I don't want to get slapped. Also, Betsy told me that she wants to see her reflection in my forehead, and I think we can actually make that happen. Here we go.
Although he looks good naked, but that's beside the point. It's getting hot in here. Okay.
So it's a good day. It feels like a good day. I've got a lot to get to. I feel good about it. I'm kind of hyper. I got my coffee going. I got my Tim Hortons coffee here. For any of my friends down there in the United States of America who might not know what this is, basically, you guys have Dunkin' Donuts. We have Tim Hortons. So it's basically the same thing, except ours doesn't taste like rat pee. Oh, the jokes are endless. So, welcome to everybody who's here. Welcome back to everybody who's back. Welcome to everybody who's new. If you're new here and this is your first time here, my name's Darcy. I'm Canadian. Sometimes I'm a little nutty. I passed, over the last couple of weeks, I passed the 2,000 subscriber benchmark, which absolutely blows my mind. Didn't I just do a thanks for 500 giveaway? I'm not even sure if everybody's received all the stuff I sent out yet. That was for 500 and now I have 2,000. Thank you to everybody. It's like, it's really overwhelming. And you know what that means though? You know what that means? It means at some point during this video to say thank you, I'm gonna give you free shit again. I did say that the last time we did a giveaway that my next one wasn't gonna be subscriber based. It was just gonna be whenever I felt like it. Basically that was because by the time I did my 500 giveaway, by the time I actually finally got to it and gave the stuff away, I had already passed 1,000. I was like, well, fuck, I don't want to, I can't just keep doing this every single time. But 2,000 seems like a good number to give you a big thank you. So I'm going to do that at some point, probably near the end. It's going to be a little bit, my last one was a little bit of a hot mess. I've got a better plan this time. It's going to be quicker. It's going to be easier. It's going to be faster, and it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be better for everybody. So stay tuned for that. One really quick little update for anybody who's interested about my new healthy living lifestyle. It actually is going pretty well. I've been eating, for the most part, really well. I haven't had any beer except one night where I had a little bit of a slip and I did have a bunch of beer and I started drunk messaging Betsy. That was fun. But at last check-in, I was down 8 pounds. Can you notice? Can you notice that 8 pounds have melted away? Probably not, but I feel good. Here, I snapped a picture of myself after I weighed myself. Take a look. I am in a ridiculous mood today. So anyway, it's going well, going in the right direction. If I keep sticking with it, feeling good. I've gotten these little tips about mind tricks that you can play with, like, you know, like if you like to eat chips or Doritos or something like that. Really, you don't actually like the actual chips. What you really like is the feeling of having the crunch in your mouth. So if you can replace that crunch, then it kind of satisfies the craving. So there really is no difference between eating a bag of Doritos or eating a couple of sticks of celery, because all you really want is the crunch. And let me tell you, that is complete bullshit. That is not true at all. If you're ever trying to live a little healthier and eat a little better, and somebody comes along and tells you that eating a stick of celery is the same as eating a bag of Doritos, the reason they're telling you that is because they hate you and your misery amuses them. I do have a couple of quick friends and fellow FLOSSTUBERS that I want to talk about really quickly. And then I think I'm just going to jump right into stitching stuff because I've got what feels like a lot to talk about today. I've got a list of stuff in my book here. I've got a whole couch full of things lined up here. I've got the ukulele all the way at the other end. Wouldn't be a FLOSSTUBE if you weren't playing ukulele. So we're just going to get to it. But I do have a couple of people that I want to talk about for various reasons. First, I just spit everywhere. Oh, this is going to be my best one yet. Has anybody ever heard the Justin Trudeau Speaking Moistly song? I'm not going to play the whole thing here for you right now, but I'll link it below. You should go watch it. It's the funniest thing. It'll get stuck in your head forever. He was warning people when the pandemic started not to speak moistly on each other. Because that's how we talk in Canada, I guess. Somebody turned it into a song. I'm going to link it below. Go watch it.
It protects others more than it protects you because it prevents you from breathing or speaking moistly on them. Oh, what a terrible image.
First, there's a new FLOSSTUBER named Georgie who calls herself CraftyRogueGamer. And this is my favorite kind of shout out to do when I'm doing the shout out and it entirely relates to me and it's all about me. Because she, especially in her first video, talked at length about me and how much I inspired her and how much she likes me and how much we have in common and and on and on and on. And it was great. So how can I not acknowledge and recommend that you go check her out? That aside, I am being a little bit ridiculous. That aside, I'm not as full of myself as I actually seem like, because she actually is. She's great. She has 2 videos now, and they're both really great, and she does great stuff. And yes, she talks about me a lot, so that's another reason to go watch it. But she is fantastic, and I was genuinely, I'm joking around because I'm uncomfortable with actual emotions, but I was really touched by all the nice things that she said about me. Second person, who's one of my favorites that I always watch that I've never talked about, Vani. From her channel is called Thread the Needle, and on Instagram she's My Stitch Diary. She is fantastic, and one of the rare FLOSSTUBERs. This is gonna sound bad, but most of my favorite people that I watch all the time don't necessarily stitch things that I have a burning desire to also stitch. I watch you because I really like you and I enjoy watching you, and I enjoy watching you stitch what you like stitching. That I do really enjoy that. But I don't often get these burning desires to like, oh, I need to buy that one or I need to stitch that one. But Vani is one of those rare people who I actually do have that. She stitches mostly or maybe entirely full coverage stuff, a lot of heaven and earth designs, and a lot of stuff that I do watch her and think, I want that. I want to do that. So I like her. I like her for that reason. I also like her because I just like her. She has a good channel. Oh, I'm just stuttering left and right over here. What the hell? I think I need. Do I need more coffee? Do I need less coffee? What do I do? I'm going to take a break for just 1 second. Hang on. As I was saying, you should all go check out Vani's channel. Also, part of the like small little contingent of we've got a backup plan here. Atlantic Canadian FLOSSTUBERS, of which I am part of that group. She's all the way over there in Newfoundland. Still technically Atlantic Canada, but also Newfoundland is kind of just like its own completely separate universe. I don't know what they're doing over there or what they're saying or what's going on, but still, there aren't too many that I know of FLOSSTUBERS here in Atlantic Canada. If you are one or if you know one, please let me know. Me, Vani, Nicole, Shiloh, that's all I know. What? I lost my train of thought again. It's gone. Choo-choo, it's gone. Have any of you ever actually been to Newfoundland or heard a person from Newfoundland speaking? That's another thing you should look up, or just go there if you want some kind of like crazy psychedelic experience. Because have you ever seen the movie Snatch with Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt in Snatch, and the way that he acts and the way that he talks, that's a Newfoundland. He's just doing an impression of a Newfoundlander. It's the greatest. They really do talk like that. They really are like that. It's fantastic. and it's impossible to understand what they're talking about. If anybody tells you, yeah, I lived in Newfoundland, I'm from Newfoundland. Maybe if you're from Newfoundland, maybe. But if you know a Newfoundlander and you're not from there and you tell me that you know what they're saying, you're lying to me. You pay the bend over, show me your ass. A couple of other things about two other people I need to mention. Remember a couple of videos ago when I said that we should all go subscribe to Emma's channel, even though she has no content yet, and that would hopefully encourage her with her new Flosstube venture and show her that like people are going to care and people are going to watch. Yeah. So I said we should encourage her. I didn't say we should worship her. She has like what, pretty close to 1,100 subscribers right now. Her first video has over 5,000 views. Calm the fuck down, Flosstube. Calm down, Flosstube. I'm kidding. She's fantastic. She deserves all the subscribers. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, you should. She has 2 videos now. They're both fantastic. Go check her out. You won't regret it. One last person, one last thing, and then I'll get to it. And I'm not going to go on and on and on again about how much I love Claire. You all know how great I think Claire is if you've been watching any of my videos. But I am going to talk about Claire again. Just really quickly, for a very specific reason though. Claire has been doing her Flosstubes live. And if you can catch her when she's actually live and join in with the people who are there in the chat, it's a lot of fun. So I just want to like remind or encourage people. I know we all have way too many notifications on our phone. They annoy me too. I don't turn on my little bell for anybody. I'll find you. I don't need the bell. But except with Claire. I clicked the little bell on Claire because when Claire pops up on my phone, it generally means that she's actually there live right then and there at that moment. If you're subscribed to her, you should click on your little bell so that you don't miss out on the party because it's a lot of fun. The last time Betsy and I were there and Denise from Black Ribbon Stitch Studio was there and a bunch of other people were there. And the more the merrier. Like, I know it's not my channel and maybe Claire's like, what the fuck, would you stop talking about me? But it's so much fun to like be there chatting with these nutcases. That's Betsy I'm talking about, not the rest of you, just Betsy. And watching Claire and like talking with Claire and watching her like do her things and like we're interacting with her and we're interacting with each other. It's a lot of fun. So you should subscribe to Claire, you should click on the little bell, and the next time she goes live, join us and we'll have a party. All right. I think that's it. I think we're ready to get into the whips and start talking about actual cross-stitch stuff. Watch me whip. Watch me nay. On that note though, I do want to say that when I'm planning out these Flosstubes and I'm making my notes and like sitting here filming it, strangely, I find the hardest thing about doing Flosstubes and the part that I have the most trouble with is talking about my actual cross stitchings. I don't know, like I've been really trying to pay attention to what other people are saying about theirs, and like if there's stuff that you want me to say about them or that I should be saying that I'm not saying, feel free to tell me, because I really don't often know what to say except to hold it up and go, isn't it pretty? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So on that note, here's Chessie. Should we time travel back to a couple weeks ago when I was still wearing the hat? See where I was at? Let's go. Hey, this is me from 2 weeks ago. Have I lost any weight yet? Can you see it in my face yet? Look, does my face look smaller? Anyway, here's Chessie from 2 weeks ago. Finished page 1 and 2. Didn't put them back in the Q-snap yet. Did I make any progress? So I put Chessie back in the Q-snap, and I did 2 full rows. I did say, hang on. That one was pretty lame, so I edited that one out. Apologies to anybody who loves listening to my burps. I did say last time that I might start down here and start filling in his other eye and his face and whatever, and I am a little bit more anxious to actually see that, but I didn't. The end. I don't know. I was okay with doing purple at the moment, and I thought if I can get the stuff that I'm least anxious to do just out of the way and just end with the cat. That'll be like a nice, it'll go even faster and I'll enjoy it even more once I get down there. And I already have this done. It's going to be even worse if I do the cat and then I'm like, well, now I got to fill in this purple background that I don't really want to do. Might as well get it out of the way first. So that's what I did. Look, isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? Look at that. Next up, Sunflower Cottage Stitch Along. Where's that hashtag? Where is it? There it is. Where was I last time? Let's find out. This is what Sunflower looked like 2 weeks ago. Still got a big strip. I'm sure I at least did this. Did I at least do this? Strip of blue right here? Pretty lazy if I didn't at least do that. So I didn't work on this too vigorously, but there was one evening, it might have been 2 evenings, but I think it was actually just one evening. I was scrolling through Instagram and a whole bunch of pictures of people's progress on this one started to pop up. And I was working on Chessy at the time and I wasn't even finished the section I was working on. I was like, I want to work on mine now. I want sunflower progress. So I dropped what I was doing and I picked it up and I think I did around 1,000 stitches just like that evening. Boom. So I filled in that strip that was left over right there and I came over here and did 600 more. This is the width of an actual whole page, which is normally what I do. Like I go across and I go down and I do the whole page. I did this at first because I knew that only this much would hit these 3 hearts instead of just like blue emptiness. I kind of wanted to see something and be able to show you something. So that's why I did the hearts first. But now I'm just going to fill this in and then just keep going like I normally do. But anyway, I think that was only one night of actually working on it, but I made a decent amount of progress on it. And yes, I do still love it. Like if I was only working on this, I'd be working on this every day. You don't say. Really, if I was only working on one thing, I'd only be working on one thing. Wow, tell us more. Anyway, it feels like when I'm talking about this, that this is the one that I'm like working on the least and am the least enthusiastic about. That's not true. I mean, it is true that it's the one I'm working on the least, but I am very enthusiastic about it and I do love it. It's just, there's only so many hours in a day and I got to pick and choose what I work on. What am I leaving out that I should be talking about? Every single thing that I do is on 18 count Ada 2/1. So there's that. Do I need to say that every time? That's all I do. I know I'm noticing that a lot of other people tell you how many stitches they've done and what percentage they're at and all this kind of stuff. I don't use Pattern Keeper. I'm still a caveman, so I don't know how many stitches I did and I don't know what percentage I'm at. And so like, I don't know. Is this enough? Is this enough to justify having a floss tube? Maybe I should just have a variety channel and it'll just be like a little bit, let's not even call it floss tube anymore. The Darcy Cameron Variety Hour with a little bit of stitching thrown in. I don't know. Next up, Alice. Alice in a Dali dream. Where was I last time? Let's ask Hatman. Here's what Alice looked like 2 weeks ago. There's actually not a whole lot left before I finish this entire page. I don't know if I got distracted with the cat or with other things or if I made any significant progress on that, but let's find out. So this one, I actually gave quite a lot of attention, more attention than the rest of them. And I almost finished page 1. I got this far. I really wanted to have this done so that I could like show you a finished page, but you get the idea. This is all I have left. I posted a picture of this on Instagram with, I had like this little section left and I said, I might actually finish this page today. And I think people thought I only had this much left, but I had this much plus this much and I didn't quite do it, but almost. And look how awesome it is. Look how awesome. Isn't it pretty? Anyway, once I get into page 2, there'll be like different Salvador Dali stuff over here, a big huge chunk of her head. It's like it's really fun to do. I'm really enjoying this one. I usually gravitate when I'm like picking something up to work on. I usually gravitate towards Chessy, but when I put that down and pick up this one usually gets a lot of attention for several days because I forget how much I like doing it. I like it and I like doing it. It's a lot of fun. So the end. It's pretty. It's so pretty. I almost just knocked my tooth out. How about Jacob's 2021 Modern Folk Embroidery Fruit of Plenty Stitch Along? Did I start that yet? Let's see where I was 2 weeks ago. First of all, let's take a look. Here's all the progress I made on Jacob's Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along 2021. Oh, look, it doesn't even exist yet. I can't even hold anything up. Did I get a piece of fabric at least? Did I start it? Did I do anything? And here we are, present day. Isn't it pretty? It looks exactly the same as last time. Yeah, I haven't started that one yet. One last whip. Princess with a Himalayan cat. Heavyset Darcy, 8 pounds ago, 2 weeks ago with the Christmas hat. Can you please show me what it looked like? Here's Princess with a Himalayan cat, still in the Q-snap. Still, this is the end of page, whatever page that was, 32. Did I move it over and start page 33 yet? I hope so. So it still looks exactly the same. I haven't worked on it at all. But I did take it off the Q-snap so we can like hold it up and enjoy it in all of its magnificence again. Look, here she is. Look how pretty she is. This is all I have left. Aw, this is all I have left down here. That is 32 pages out of 36 pages completed. Oh, look at her. Look how fat. Look how magnificent she is. Don't you just love her? Don't you just love her? Here, look. This is the look you all give me whenever I say I'm the king of Flosstube instead of Jacob. So here's my plan. Hear me out. What I'm thinking, as I sit here right now, as soon as I turn the camera off, I might just be like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. But as I sit here right now, my plan for the next 2 weeks is to only work on this. Absolutely nothing else. I want to see how far I get, how much progress I make in 2 weeks if I only do this and I don't do anything else. Maybe I'll finish a whole page. Maybe I'll finish even more than a page. I have no idea. Because there's only this much left. And if I make really significant progress in 2 weeks, maybe I should just be like, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. Like, I'm kind of over the whining about like, oh, I'm gonna miss it and I'm afraid to finish it. I'm not afraid to finish it. I want it done. Let's just get it done. When I look at all the progress that I made on all my other ones since Christmas time, that is like that much plus way more. This would have been long since done if I would have just worked on this since Christmas. It probably would have been done a month or two ago. So that is what I'm going to do for the next 2 weeks at least, and just see where I get in 2 weeks just working on this. However, that means that my next floss tube, I'm not going to have nearly as much to show. I'm only going to have this, which is fine, but like, do you want that? Do you like? I can come up with some other stuff to talk about. I'll have like the giveaway thing to talk about. I'll have other stuff to talk about. But as far as like, let's see, actual cross stitching and actual like cross stitching update, I'm not going to have much to show. So I can either still do it anyway. I can always make a fun video, at least what I think is a fun video, or I could maybe I'll wait 3 weeks. Maybe I'll wait 4 weeks. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to do that, but I don't want to just like hold up one thing and be done with it and then like sing you songs for the next hour. I mean, I do kind of want to do that. Like, but like, do you want that? Like, what? You don't want that? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here?
Behind the scenes editing note. I screamed so loud I blew out my microphone.
So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to end up doing whatever I want to do anyway, but to gauge the temperature of the room here, do you still want a video in 2 weeks with only one update and then whatever else I feel like talking about? Or do you want a longer, more elaborate one in 3 or 4 weeks with all of my stuff and all of the things and all of the everything? I don't know. Another thing I wanted to talk about was my bobbinated floss thingies for my Alice project. I went on and on last time about how like I kind of do like bobbinated flosses, but the reason I don't bobbinate everything is because I don't know how to store them. I got a lot of feedback about that, and blow my mind, a few people said something that made so much sense to me that I'm just like, how does my brain not work this way? How did I never think about this before? What some people suggested was, because I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm just an all or nothing kind of a mind. Like if I'm going to bobbinate my floss, I need to bobbinate all of my floss. And if I'm going to keep it in skeins, I need to keep all of it. Like it never occurs to me, like, how about a little bit of this and a little bit of that? So, some people told me that you can get these that are like double-sided or bigger or whatever that can accommodate an entire full set of DMC floss. So if I had one of those and I actually had all of the DMCs in there and I just kept my other main storage unit the way it is right now with extra skeins in it and just replaced them on bobbins as I run out of them. That sounds brilliant. Why did I never think of that before? Because that way I could just have one of these for everything. I'll grab my bobbins no matter what project I'm working on and just work out of there. And if I run out of a color, no matter which project I'm working on, I'll just replace it from my main storage unit. That makes so much sense to me. Right now, I kit up every single project completely separately with its own separate floss and its own separate everything, and even like extra flosses, and like everything is just its own thing, which results in a whole lot of extras. Like I've got 939 or 310 or like these common colors that I use in every single project. I buy them separately for every single one instead of just using like one out of here and replace it if I need it. So I have like duplicates and triplicates and quadruplicates of so many colors because that's the way that I do it. Doesn't it make more sense to just work out of one thing and just replace it as I need it? I mean, it just like a light bulb went on. That makes so much sense to me. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. That might be the end of my chaos. Oh my God. One thing about Alice that I forgot to tell you about. I'll see if I can put in see if I can, of course I can, put in a picture of what I'm talking about here. But up here, in this little area right here, there were like 5 or 6 random little dark stitches. And until it was all done and I could like step back and take a look at it, like I just do what the pattern says, and I don't sometimes know what that's going to look like until it's done. And I couldn't figure out why those were there. It doesn't look like they're in the main picture on the front, and it just didn't look like they belong there. And it was really bothering me every time I would take a picture or look at it. It was really bothering me, and I'm like, if this bothers me this much, I should probably just fix it. And it's been, not to like not to toot my own horn or anything, but it's been a really long time since I've had to frog anything, and other than just like 1 or 2 stitches that I had just done, which is not that big of a deal, but like to have some in the middle here that are already done in amongst like a full coverage thing, even though it was only like 6 stitches, what a fucking nightmare. I mean, I don't have to tell you what a nightmare it is to rip out stitches, but what a nightmare it was just to rip out those 6 stitches. I mean, I'm glad I did it because I feel like I'm not distracted by it anymore and it looks better. I don't know why those were there. But man, if I never have to do that again, I can't imagine doing like a whole big section or a whole, like when it's already like actually ripping them. Thank goodness I had a little thread ripper. I remember, hang on a second, I'm going to get it for you. I don't remember who gave this to me, but I remember when I got it, like I was appreciative. I'm appreciative of any gift that I get, but I was thinking like, what are you giving me that for? You think I need to rip out I don't need to rip out my stitches. What am I, an amateur? So I've never actually used this before, but thank goodness I had it, because I don't know. I tried to do it at first with just my needle and I broke the needle in half. Thank goodness I had this. And if I never have to do that again, I will not be sad about that. I never want to use this thing ever again. I hated it. So at this point, normally I would be doing my question and answer session. And although I did get a couple of questions, but like honestly, when I first did that, I didn't really intend for that to be a new thing that I do every single time. And I'm getting a little bit tired of it. So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm not saying I'm never going to do it again, but I don't need to do that every single time. I'm sure I could do something else. I did think that a lot of people, if you're interested in this might be something to do for my next one too, if I'm like light on material because I'm only working on one thing. If you're interested, I do get questions sometimes about like, you know, are you putting this on for the camera, or are you like this in your real life, or do you do like, how does your wife put up with you? I get a lot of that kind of stuff. And I think if you're interested, that she would be willing to possibly come on camera for like some kind of a segment, like instead of ask me anything, ask her anything, ask my wife anything. If there's anything you want to know about anything, she does knitting. Like you could ask her actual craft things, or you could ask her about like what the hell it's like living with me and if I am really like this all the time. Spoiler alert, I am. But if you feel like if you want to meet her, or you want to ask her any questions, or you want to get her on camera finally, feel free to ask my wife anything and I will pass those questions along. But for this time, instead of a question and answer thing, I do have one quick little segment that came to me last night, and I'm going to do it for you now. And does it include ukulele? You bet it does! The fuck? Okay, so last night I was stitching and I was watching Kaylee's newest Flosstube that she did with her mom, and they were like going through old projects from the past that they had done, and you know, that like here's some finished things or whatever. It was really good. But I did notice that when she would show a project, she would call it stitches. Here are my stitches. Here's another stitch that I did, or something like that. Am I wrong about that? It was something like that, because she commented after she was saying that, she said, Darcy Cameron calls them stitchings. Like, as if that was noteworthy that I call them stitchings instead of stitches. Like, and like, I froze in my seat and I was like, am I saying the wrong thing? Have I been saying it wrong for my entire life? Is this not called a stitching? Is it called a stitch? The fuck? The fuck? All right, let's do this. Who wants free shit? You? You want free shit? Want me to give you some free shit? Let's get some free shit. I am happy to do this, by the way, to say thank you to everybody. 2,000 subscribers absolutely blows my mind. And the fact that you're all here and you're all watching and you give me such great comments and you like everybody's been so nice to me. Like I know for sure not everybody likes me, but even the ones that don't like me aren't all that mean to me. So I really do appreciate everything and everyone, and I would love to give you a nice little thank you. Here's what I came up with, because the last time was a little bit of a hot mess, and who knew how expensive it was to ship stuff all over the world? Because I didn't limit it to like certain areas or whatever. I was just like, whatever, like the earth is a pretty small place. Wherever you are, I'll send you some stuff. Do you have any idea how much it costs to send Smarties to Australia? It costs a lot of money to send Smarties to Australia. Those better have been the best tasting Smarties you've ever had in your life. So I came up with a new plan for this time that is going to be cheaper for me and easier and faster for you. So it seems like the best thing for everyone. No Smarties, but you'll get your shit immediately. So here's what we're going to do. If you enjoy Heaven and Earth designs, or you've never stitched one and you want to try one, or you'd like to just have one just in case, here's what I'm going to do. You go to the Heaven and Earth website and pick yourself out a pattern that you like, and your old pal Darcy will buy it for you, and it'll get sent directly to you. They do have that option there so that like, it's not, hang on, I'm burping again. They do have that option on their website that you can buy something for someone else. So it's not all sketchy, like I'm going to buy it, I'll have the PDF and then I'll email it to you. Like we're not going to do that. But if I have your email, I can buy it and it'll get sent to you and you'll get it right away. And I won't have to pay $7,000 to ship it across the world to you. Doesn't that sound great? So like, let's work with each other here. Let's be reasonable. I'm not going to get you like some sort of fancy $100 kit or anything like wild or crazy. Their standard patterns are normally like what, $19, and if you want a mini, it's usually around $12. That's fine. One of those. If you want one, if you pick one up that you like and you win, I'll get it for you and it'll be sent right to you just like that. Please, I'm not gonna police this. I'm not the subscriber police, but like, please be a subscriber if you want to win. Like, it's really not that much effort to just click the button, and I would really appreciate it if you were. I mean, unless you really just hate being here and just you just want free stuff. I don't know. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna police this. I'm not. But like, let's just not be a dick. You don't be a dick. I won't be a dick. Let's just not be dicks. If you don't like me and you don't want the stuff, then just don't enter. Leave it for somebody who does like me, who does want to be here and does want the stuff. Just don't be a dick. So I forgot to come up with a word for you to say in your comment so I'll know you want to be entered. So I'm sitting here racking my brain and I'm thinking like maybe something obvious, like if it's a heaven and earth pattern, maybe heaven or maybe earth. And then here's my train of thought. I went, yeah, okay, maybe if you just comment earth in your comment. Wait a minute. Earth is kind of a boring sounding word. And then I start thinking about other planets. And then as I start thinking about the planets, obviously the planet Uranus pops into my mind, which is the most hilarious planet of all time. So how about that? How about if you want to be entered for a heaven and earth pattern that I will buy for you, you type the word Uranus somewhere in your comment. I dare you not to laugh when you do it. I am going to laugh every time I read them. And that's the word I'm going to search for when I do my draw. And that's going to be sometime during the week that starts April 19th. If you are in before April 19th, you're safe. I don't know which day during that week I'm going to film my next one. I'm going to do the draw on that day, whatever day that is. So if it's the 19th or after, when you're typing Uranus, you take your chances. But anybody who's in before I film my next one, I'll do the random word search that day and I'll tell you right then and there who won, and say a big thank you to everybody for being here and for subscribing and for watching, and thank you and I love you all. So I think that's in for today. I think that's in for today. I think that's it for today. I think that's all I have. Thanks as always for watching and for subscribing. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, here, look, I'm going to try a fun little thing here. Here's my Instagram right here in the palm of my hand. There you go. If you want to follow me on Instagram, there I am right there. So thanks to everybody. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I say this every time. I might be back in between with something else. I will be someday. Someday that's going to be true. Will this be the time that something else appears in the next 2 weeks? I don't know. But someday that will be true. If not, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for everything. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.